So DDHiFi teamed up with Moondrop and made an IEM called the Surface. Sounds like a superhero name, right? But instead of saving the world, it might just save your playlist from mediocrity. Let's talk about why this futuristic looking IEM might be the most under the radar release of the year and whether it's worthy of your eartime. Right out of the box, the Surface is flexing. You get this gorgeous metallic faceplate with a subtle curve. Very Apple meets Audiophile vibes. The inner shell is 3D printed resin, which sounds fancy, and it is. The fit is snug, ergonomic and very comfortable for long listening sessions. And I'm talking hours without even thinking about adjusting them. Under the hood it's got a hybrid setup. One dynamic driver handling the low end and 4 balanced armature drivers managing the mid and highs. That's a total of 5 drivers per side with a 3-way crossover to keep everything tight and separated. And then there's the cable, the BC120S. It's DDHiFi's own silver-plated OFC cable. Super soft, doesn't tangle like a toddler's headphones and is terminated in a balanced 4.4mm jack. Which I love. If you're still rocking 3.5mm, you will need an adapter. Alright, the sound. This is where things get really interesting. The DDHiFi Surface doesn't go for shock and awe. Instead, it goes for refinement. This is a mature tuning, neutral with a hint of musicality. It doesn't punch you in the face with bass or slice your eardrums with highs. It eases you into the details. Let's break it down. The sub bass is solid but not overdone. It rumbles when needed but stays polite. It doesn't bleed into the mix, which makes it great for acoustic, jazz or even progressive rock. Kick drums are present, but not thunderous. Mids, here's the star of the show. Vocals sit front and center, textured and clean. Here's an almost studio monitor level of mid-range clarity. If you love vocalists like Norah Jones or Sam Smith, you're gonna appreciate this tuning. The highs are smooth but detailed. They're sparkle but no sibilance. I tested these with cymbal-heavy tracks and never felt fatigued. The Surface doesn't roll off early either. There's a real sense of air in live recordings. For example, with Hotel California by Eagles, the intro guitar layering is vivid. You can feel the room. When the vocals come in, they're separated beautifully from the instruments. Every pluck of the guitar has body. Or Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. This one's for testing rhythm, layering and punch. The Surface keeps the iconic bass line tight and bouncy. But what impressed me was how it handles the layered backing vocals and percussion. Nothing felt congested. Let's stack these up against a similar priced iBasso ITO5, which is a single dynamic driver set. No hybrids here. iBasso went with a more purist approach, tuning that one large driver with precision and adding some interesting acoustic chamber tricks, like dual Helmholtz resonators. So, even though both of these IEMs sit in a similar price tier, they come from completely different philosophies. The ITO5 is all about warmth, weight and musicality. It's got a smoother top end, fuller bass and a slightly more laid-back presentation. If you're into jazz, soul or anything where warmth and body take priority, the ITO5 might win you over. In contrast, the DDHiFi Surface leans more reference style. Thanks to its multi-driver setup and three-way crossover, it delivers tighter bass, more mid-range clarity and a cleaner, more airy treble. If you're into acoustic, indie or orchestral, basically anything where instrument separation and resolution matter, the Surface shines. So it comes down to taste. One driver, one voice with the ITO5 or 5 drivers and layered precision with the Surface. Both have their strengths, but they paint the music in very different colors. Let's talk about the trade-offs, because no gear is perfect, not even these. Starting with the cons, the bass on the Surface might feel too reserved for folks who love a good rumble. It's clean, sure, but it doesn't slam like some V-shaped IEMs out there. Also, the 4.4mm balance cable is a double-edged sword. Great for balanced rigs, but if you're running a phone or a basic dongle, you'll need an adapter or a new cable. And lastly, there are no inline controls or mic, so these are strictly for the audiophile crowd. Not ideal for calls or casual use on the go. But flip that over and the strength really starts to shine. The tuning is balanced and natural, without falling into the trap of being boring. You get excellent separation and resolution, especially in the mids and highs. Vocals sound intimate, acoustic instruments sound real, and everything just feels refined. The build quality is top-notch. From the 3D printed shell to the faceplate and cable, it all feels premium. And the comfort, surprisingly good. I've had these in for multi-hour sessions with zero ear fatigue, which isn't always the case with fancier designs. So, while it might not be the IEM for bass heads or casual commuters, for anyone chasing a clean, high-resolution sound with a touch of elegance, the Surface has a lot to offer. So, the Surface. It's not flashy in a way that some IEMs are, there's no explosive bass or hyped treble, but what you get is control, balance and finesse. It's one of those sets where you suddenly hear micro details in tracks you've played 100 times. If you love critical listening or just want something to sink into the music with, this one is a sleeper hit. For me, it's found a permanent place in my rotation, especially on those days when I want to hear the music exactly the way it was mixed. No frills, no gimmicks, just honest sound. As always, let me know what you think. Are you team Surface or do you lean more towards something punchier like the ITO5? Drop a comment below, hit like if you found this helpful, and if you haven't yet, maybe consider subscribing for more honest, down-to-earth audio reviews.